Hi scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back with my 10th layout with the June Clique kit. So for this one, I got this idea from Inky Quill, who is Adele, and she is here on YouTube. So look her up. She is known as Inky Quill here on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is use up all the rest of these alphas because I am just completely done with this alpha. You can't really make any more words out of it. So she did a how-to video on, I think at the beginning of June, how to use up those, pesky letters that you don't need anymore. She used Q's on hers, but I am just going to use a bunch of different letters on mine. So I don't have enough letters to fill up this whole page. So what I'm going to end up doing is using up all of these, but then also pulling in another letter, another alpha set from my stash that I have been wanting to use to do this with. So thank you, Adele, for this layout idea. I know you probably won't even see this, but I thought that would be fun to do something like this. So thank you for the inspiration. So here I'm just kind of pulling everything off and putting it down on the layout. Now here I'm going to start peeling the sticker backs off, and I wanted there to be a little bit of a space for the photos to be placed, and I was planning on putting them up on Pop Dots anyway, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't waste any letter area. Like I didn't want to have to put letters where the photos were going to be. So that's what I did at the very beginning of the layout. I marked off where the photos were going to be placed. So that I wouldn't use up more letters than I needed to. And this layout took a long time. Let me check how long. Let's see. It took 1 hour and 35 minutes to do all of this. I am so surprised it didn't take longer. It felt like it took like 3 hours. Oh my goodness. I had to take so many breaks in between. This video is actually like 10 different videos put together. I'm probably going to cut out a lot of this because it's really just redundant. Just a lot of just placing down letters and numbers and everything. So this is the next alpha that I'm going to use, and it is from Fancy Pants. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it might be The Good Life or something like that. I'm not really sure. But I really, really love this alpha, and I thought that it would be really good to use it on this layout because it's really sturdy. So, and here you can see I kind of fast forwarded a little bit. So I have about half of, a little bit more than half of these letters down. And these chipboard ones that are from Fancy Pants, these black ones, they do not stick down very well at all. So even though they are sticky on the back, I have to use the Tombow aqua glue to glue them down because otherwise they would just all fall off. And we don't want that to happen. That would be very, very sad. So yeah. I am just having fun with this. So if you guys don't know already, I am a part of a group called the Crafty Mavens. And well, it's the Crafty Mavens Getaway here on YouTube. And you need to go and look us up because on Sunday we started our little 2Ps-ish channel. And it was inspired by 2Ps. It was Hannah Lemieux's idea here on YouTube. And she is a great scrapbooker. I just absolutely love watching her videos. But she came up with this idea to do kind of the same thing that 2Ps was doing. And so we have a bunch of different designers each day of the month, and some days there's going to be 2 designers posting on the Crafty Maven Getaway YouTube channel. And it is just a lot of fun to be a part of this project. It was so exciting that she came up with this idea, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So head on over there. I'll try to remember to put a link down below so that you can just get right there to the channel. But it is just really exciting. There's a ton of amazing and wonderful scrapbookers that are going to be on the channel, and it's just really, really exciting. So go on and check that out. It's called The Crafty Maven's Getaway. Okay, so here I fast forwarded a little bit more again, and I am slowly but surely going to make some headway on this layout. I don't know what else to talk about. I know I am almost up to 600 subscribers, and I am just blown away. Like, I'm so, so excited. I never really even thought I would get past 100 subscribers. So it is so exciting that I have made it almost to 600 subscribers. So go and tell your friends, because once I get to 600, I think I will do a giveaway. I was going to try to do one at 500, but when I reached 500, it was like the beginning of the summer and the kids were just getting out of school and life was kind of crazy. So I just decided to skip the 500 subbies giveaway, and I will do a 600 subbies giveaway. So thank you so much to all of you new subscribers that have subscribed in the last 6 months. Since I've been on the SNL design team, I've had a lot of people subscribe and watch my videos, and thank you for all of you that comment on my videos. I really appreciate it. I know what it's like to comment on videos. It's kind of hard because you watch a video and then you just want to kind of go on to the next one. But thank you so, so much for commenting. I really appreciate your comments. They're always so sweet. Okay, so now here I am done with placing all of the letters down. This is a very, very exciting moment. So I think I'm just going to pull off all of the excess letters because I didn't use up all the letters. I think there were a few more, and then the numbers, I'm thinking I'll do a layout with the numbers. And I'll probably do that layout pretty soon, so you can keep your eye out for that. Okay, so now I am throwing those away in the trash. They are gone, and that is very exciting to use those up. So here I am pulling out my gesso, and what Adele did on her layout was she covered all the letters in gesso, and then she painted them a different color after the gesso was dry. So here I am going to do a few different coats of gesso. I believe I do 4 coats of gesso on this. And that black, like the black letters were really hard to cover up because like it would get covered up, but then some of it would be showing, and so it was just kind of hard. So I had to do 4 coats of this. And I'm not going to show you all of the coats because, I mean, that's kind of boring. It took a long time, and I had to, you know, kind of wait in between coats. So it took a long time to do this layout, just with waiting and the drying and everything. And so, yeah. And of course, you know, I have to open fruit snacks for children and, and attend to them. So I am going to cut the rest of this out, and I'll be back when I'm ready to show you the next step. Okay, guys, now I am going to set the whole layout aside, and I am going to mount these photos next to each other on some white cardstock. Then I am going to use a scrap piece of this black paper, and I'm going to cut it in half and then put half of it on one side and then half of it on the other side. Now here I am just looking at this, the blah, 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 at the placement of the photo on the layout. I was kind of touching up a little bit of some of the spots on the layout with some more gesso, and now here I am, and I think I am ready to do the next step. So I love how the photo looks on this. I'm going to use two different greens, and I'm going to kind of mix them together because I wanted it to be a green color that was kind of in the middle of these two. Like, I didn't want it to be bright green, but I didn't want it to be like forest green or like olive green either. I wanted it to be kind of in between them. So I mixed those two together, and I'm going to paint the bottom part of this layout with this green paint. And I'm going to have to add a little bit more, do the mixture again, because I want to do a little bit more than that. It's about, I do 3 different paint colors. So I do this first row is of the paint, then the second row is going to be with gesso in it with the paint, and then the third row is going to be with more gesso in it and the paint. So I just paint this whole thing. Some of the white is going to stay. You can still see some of the gesso showing through in between the letters, but I'm okay with that. I like the way that looks. Now I'm going to dry it off with my Stampin' Up! Heat gun, and I don't think I wait for it to completely dry. I just decide to add some gesso to kind of lighten up the color a little bit. And you could also just use white paint if you don't have gesso. So that's going to take a little bit to do that row, and then I'm going to add some more gesso. I decided to make the middle piece a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to dry that up a little bit, and then I'll move on to the top section, and that will be the last bit of it. So this is kind of a very subtle ombre. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's just very, very subtle ombre. When you look at the layout in person, you can kind of see it a little bit better than in the video. So these pictures are of my oldest son, Jonas, on his very first day at his new preschool. And he just was like, he was so excited before, but then the morning of, he was just not happy at all. He was just, yeah, I don't know why, because Jonas has always loved school. He's loved going to preschool. He's gone since he was about 2 years old, and it's always been free, which is the nice thing about the state that we live in. They do free programs for, you know, kids that have needs and stuff like that, like Jonas, and so I don't know why he just wasn't very happy this morning of the first day of school. So here now I am going to start embellishing this layout. I had that branding strip with the scallop on it that I'm going to put underneath the photo, and then I also had that Let's Go transparency tag, as well as that tag that had the chevron on it. I'm going to put that, back that with this pink striped paper. And I'm just going to cut it out, and then I'm going to glue it right there to the right of the photo. So now I'm going to start gluing everything down. I'm going to glue down that branding strip. Then I'm going to pull out my, what are these called? Pop dots. And they are just Recollections brand. So I'm just pulling off all the tape on those pop dots, and then I'm going to place the photo down on top of them, and they work perfectly. Then I'm going to start placing down these other embellishments. I'm not sure where I ran off to there for a second. I probably went to go start another YouTube video. So I glue down that tag, and then I'm going to glue down this transparency. And I think that plain wood veneer was the last one that I had. So I'm going to stick that on there along with that ticket. And I am just really loving how this layout turned out. I'm so excited that Adele just gave me that inspiration and I finally did this, because I've seen Sandra do a layout like this too, who is Oh Snap Gonzo, and I've been wanting to do one like it ever since I saw hers. And then when I saw Adele's, and then I had these two alphas that I needed to use up, like it just was perfect. So since I didn't have any more alphas left, I needed to pull from my stash, and I had this corrugated chipboard set, and I decided that I'm going to use this. And I didn't like how the the brown color just kind of blended in with the photos. So I'm going to use the yellow jelly bean soup paint that I got with the May kit, and I'm going to paint the title yellow. So the title is just going to be School is Scary, and I'm going to place it right there over the photos. So here I'm pulling out the paint, and I'm going to pull out a box so that I don't get paint everywhere. And I'm just going to paint over each one of these letters. And I really, really love how this title turned out. I wasn't quite sure if it would look the best, just because of the corrugated paper, like the corrugated chipboard, like the paint wasn't being even as I was applying it, but I was like, I think it'll look fine. So I wasn't too picky about it being even and everything. So then I go off and I clean my brush, and I'm going to come back and set that aside so that it will dry. Oh, I probably actually pull out my heat gun. Yeah, that's what I was off doing, plugging my heat gun, and I'm going to heat that up a little bit, but then I think I am actually going to put it to the side so that it'll dry. And now I am going to try to figure out how I'm going to do my journaling. So I decide to pull out some Studio Calico gray and black thickers. Oh, there was this sticker that says good times, so I put that to the right of the photos. Then I'm going to pull out some Studio Calico black and gray stickers that have letters on them, and I'm going to do my journaling to the left of the photos. And I'm going to place it down on this wax paper because I wasn't quite sure if I was going to like how it looked. So the journaling is just going to say, Jonas was not happy about the first day. So this layout took quite a bit of time. I don't think I've spent this long on a layout in a very, very long time. If you take a long time to do layouts, you should start a YouTube channel, because once I started a YouTube channel and started recording my process videos, I became so much faster. Like, it used to take me 2 to 3 hours to do one layout. Now it takes me anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Usually around an hour is the average time. So here I am going to start placing down the journaling because I decided that I liked it and I was just going to do it. Okay, so now that I got the journaling down and the title is all dry, I'm going to start placing the title down on the layout. And I'm really, really happy with how the yellow paint turned out. It just looks great. So that is pretty much the end of the layout. I don't think I add anything else. So yeah, I'm just kind of cleaning up a little bit, and then you can see the finished pictures at the very end. I guess I was thinking maybe I should add a couple more layers, but I end up not. So that is it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.